I'm back again at the Schlossberg Via Ferrata. It was my desire to eventually climb this amazing Via Ferrata once more, and here I am. I had to wait for rain to stop. By now the rock is dried enough. I will attempt to go up, and hopefully everything will go smooth. A couple of things. When you go on a Via Ferrata, human error or difficult situations are the biggest danger. To avoid this, ideally you will build reflexes, habits. You will train yourself, you will follow a set of rules, you will be disciplined. If you do this, the chance of nothing happening increases. You will see people going with only the basic system for Via Ferrata, the sitting harness, the Via Ferrata set and the helmet, and that's it. That's okay for them. It is their situation. You have to always think at your case, at what might happen to you, at how you want to get out of the experience and through the experience, not what other people do. It is about what you do. Here are a couple of recommendations that might help you through discipline, repetition, continuous exercise and learning to just stay safe there and avoid human error or properly manage difficult situations. They might happen, and when they happen, you should be prepared. This is the beginning, the start of Schlossberg Via Ferrata. It starts going through here on the vertical and then keeps going. It's a zigzag. You have a couple of vertical segments, but what makes it a E level is the overhangs, a lot of them, a lot. The arms will burn. By half of it, the arms will burn almost completely, and then good luck with completing it. That's okay. It is why I'm here. I want to go through the exercise. What am I doing? The first thing I'm doing always after I gear up myself, and as you can see, what did I do here? I already have installed, set and prepared everything I think I might need while going up. Of course I have a Via Ferrata set because it is essential. I have a resting system because I know I will need it, and I want to be always capable of accessing it no matter what. So here you have it, and I also have the Ferrata block. Why? Because I already know this Via Ferrata. I know the difficult segments where my arms will burn out and will be very difficult for me. Because I know I will need these elements and I'm trying to anticipate any danger, I'm plugging them immediately, plugging them in immediately. I don't wait for the bad event to happen or for me to need them to then get down the backpack, take them out, install them. That one is dumb practically. Imagine, instead of saving yourself or helping yourself, now you have to first prepare for what is difficult or dangerous and then deal with a situation. It makes no sense. The rule here is always start the climb already prepared. Of course I have a secondary Via Ferrata set and other aiding equipment in the backpack. Then on me I have a carabiner to have it at hand here, and then I have another one with a duck device. You never know when you need. I have the sunglasses, but with this weather I don't need them, and here I am. Everything is ready at hand. I have this device, I have a phone here. I'm ready. I have everything I know I need in case of an emergency. Then if I need more, I will take them from the backpack, but that will be a very, very bad situation if I have to get into the backpack. I have a system connected, mounted. The other thing I'm doing at the beginning is to test it. And look what I'm doing. I'm clipping the first carabiner of the elasticated arm of the Via Ferrata set, and then the second one in the opposite direction. So they look opposite of each other. I do this, and then I stretch and I test. Is it working? Yes, I see, I check again, it holds me. It means I didn't committed any human error in connecting the Via Ferrata set to the sitting harness. And of course the sitting harness is properly installed as well. Now the next thing I'm checking is the resting system. I'm clipping the longer lanyard of the resting system, and look what will I do now. I will rely totally on it. This is what I'm doing, because I need to see, oh, it kills my back. Well, it is the harness and my weight. I will test the second one, but by now I know everything was plugged properly. I do the same thing, putting the whole weight of my body. Okay, this harness, I got used to the other harness and this one. Ooh. Okay, well, it is what it is. Perfect. And then I have a Ferrata block here. I will test it later on, because here there is no way of testing it. I've tested the equipment. It was set properly. No human error on my part. I'm happy with it. For you, what else do you have to know when it comes to Via Ferrata and how to avoid human error, or to better deal with the situation, to maximize your situation in terms of making it as well and as good as possible? This is the bolt here, and you have many bolts holding the safety steel cable. Where the safety steel cable is connected to the bolt, I name it the anchor point. When you advance with a Via Ferrata set connected, you have to cross this anchor point here to go above. Here you are below it, and then you have to go above. I'm not saying left and right, because if a Via Ferrata goes in the other direction, then you have a right to the left. It makes no sense. So I'm saying below and then above. This is below, this is above. And my recommendation here, when it comes to the anchor point and the transition you have to make, is, before you do it, find a good resting sitting position. You have to be in a very stable resting position. Why? Because you don't want to slip, fall. You want to do the transition safe. It might happen that you will lose control. Your legs will slip, your hand will give up. Something might happen. It is why you have to properly use the other available hand and the two legs. Because when one of them or two of them fail, then the other one or the other two, maybe, hopefully, will catch you. Hopefully. There is a probability of not happening, quite big, but that's okay. At least you maximize your chances. You find the good solid resting position using the legs and the other arm, and with only one arm, when at the distance between that bolt and that bolt, at the half of the distance between that, or when between that bolt and that bolt you reach to the point where you can now touch the bolt above. If you can, with your arm, touch it, it means you can make the transition. And that one is the best moment. Don't wait until you get here, because if you fall, you will fall the whole length between bolts, and then you have a meter of elasticated arms. It is quite a long distance to fall and will get you into big trouble. It is why the advice is, do the anchor point transition as soon as possible, as soon as possible. And as soon as possible means when you can reach here above with your hand, it means now you can search for the good solid resting solution, position, and you disconnect one with only one arm and always the same arm. You disconnect one of the elasticated arms so that the other stays connected. You connect above, you test, remember test. Now you disconnect the second, you are connected. Connect, test, in the other, connect, test, make sure it looks in the opposite direction, and here you have it. This is it. This is what you want when you do the anchor point transition. Now you did it safely, you maximized your situation, and this is good. The elements of a Via Ferrata, you see, you have this rungs, pegs, they help you to go up, they aid you. You have a safety steel cable. This is German style, well tensioned, great thickness, and then you have a bolt here. This is the horizontal, and on the horizontal, this is again about human error. You should never connect the resting system. No matter, it doesn't matter what your resting system is. You should never connect the resting system at the same time with the Via Ferrata set, because if you do this, you will short circuit the Via Ferrata set. This will no longer do its job. But there are two exceptions I'm always speaking about. I'm saying in these two cases you can do it. On horizontals like this, as long as you don't go higher, you see the safety steel cable is at my chest line and not lower. I'm practically as below as possible. In here, for example, I can connect the resting system, because if I lose control and I fall, actually this is a static fall. Look, that's it. This is the maximum that can happen. Done. This is the fall. It's practically nothing. The consequences on the system, or on yourself, are close to nothing. So this is one case scenario where you can clip this. Why do you want to do it? Because you've seen, losing control, it holds me at that position. If I would have not had the resting system connected, the elasticated arms would have stretched, and then my weight probably would have pulled the shock absorber, and here you have it, disaster. It might have deployed, and now I'm way below the line and I have to recover. And recovering from below the line when the shock absorber deploys, it's very, very, very hard, very hard. You don't want to get into that situation. When you go on a horizontal, you can improve your situation by connecting the resting system. The rule here is, if you do this, the safety steel cable should be at your chest line or higher. That means your head could be below it. This is the rule. Don't go above it. If your belly are at the level of a safety steel cable, it is already bad. If you go even higher, it is even worse. Don't do that. This Via Ferrata starts with a vertical, and let's see if we can do it together. Well, we should, why not? The only thing is, I will get tired myself doing this. So what am I doing now? You see, I'm already here at the anchor point. I'm not waiting, but I'm already dragging. Let me. I'm already dragging now the Via Ferrata set, checking, and I've done a transition, and now I will progress. Remember, you see, I'm now here, I've reached the ball. I will again do the transition. Let me keep you there with only one hand and from a very good resting position. I'm making the transition. It's done, and now I can continue. I always try to use the legs as much possible because I need my arms later in the process. This section I can rock climb actually, but I have a selfie stick, so I will have to pull cable. Whew. And here I am back again. You see, I'm procrastinating now into making the transition, and it is wrong because I might lose control and something might happen. This is a very good resting position. It's connected, it is clipped. Now I'm disconnecting valve one in reverse, checking. I'm safe.